Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and first, we're going to talk about Friday. So Friday's video on the Joseph Magnus cigar blend, the comments were off for some reason, no idea why. I never even clicked that part of editing when you're posting on YouTube. Anyways, I appreciate everyone that sent me an email, text message, SLB Discord message. I woke up to a lot of messages, ran to the computer, fixed it. So that giveaway should have ended today, but I extended it to Wednesday at 8:15. So if you haven't entered in that giveaway because there was no comment section, go check out Friday's video, comment in there with the hashtag JMCB. So today's video, on Friday night, this past Friday night, I had my monthly Whiskey Cigar Club. Okay, and how we drank them in order was the Jack Daniel's 10, the new batch 4, the new Calumet Rye, the Angel's Envy Bourbon that I picked up in Kentucky at the distillery, the William Heaven Hill 13-year, which I got at the Heaven Hill distillery, the Parker's Malt 14-year, the Remus 9-year, which is the experimental series, the Jack Daniel's 12-year this year, the new Calumet 17-year, the Starlight Bourbon, that's I got from Starlight Distillery in Indiana when I was down there last week, the Booker's 2501, which I reviewed on the channel like a few videos ago, the Jack Daniel 14-year, and the Found North 18-year that I just got in the mail a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, whenever. So that's the order we drank them in. Because today I'm kind of going over the top 4 from that lineup because I was shocked by the results because we do it blind. Now I'm pouring, so it shouldn't be blind for me, but it's always blind for me because I always forget what we're drinking. But it was blind for the other 5 people that were there. And the Booker's 2501 did shockingly very well. I think it came first for 3 of us, including myself, which I reviewed it last week and I gave it a 3 versus the 2404, which I thought was better. So was it because the order I was in or whatever? So that's going to be in this. Another one that did well was the Jack Daniel's 14, did well, obviously. The new Calumet 17. Now I was going to do a whole video on the new Calumet lineup. They have a new rye. They have a 17-year. They have a decanter, a farmhouse decanter, which I did not buy and not planning on buying. It's just going to take too much space. But I'll show what it looks like. And there's a Calumet 18 coming out, which hasn't hit shelves yet in a couple of weeks. I basically pre-ordered these things. You know, I was asked if I wanted these a couple months ago. I was like, yes. And they're expensive as shit. The Calumet 17 is the Calumet 17 is $400, $399, and the 18 is $499. But the Calumet 17 did very well for a bunch of us, including myself. And the Remus 9-year did very well. And that was these are fresh cracks on the Remus 9 and the Calumet 17-year for my Whiskey Cigar Club. A lot of these were actually fresh cracks. The JD 10, the Calumet Rye, the Angel's Envy, the William Heaven Hill, the Remus 9, Calumet 17, the Starlight, and the Found North. So a lot of fresh cracks. So I purposely opened them to share. The Found North 18 also did well for me anyways. But overall, the Remus 9, the Booker's 2501, the Jack Daniel's 14, and the Calumet 17 basically won the night in a group. So I'm basically going to take those 4 and blind them against each other in a different order than they were the other day. Kind of see if they still... mainly I want to see if the Booker stands out again because it did so well the other day. I was shocked when I looked at it. All right, let's get into nose on A. Vanilla, oak, bright cherry. There's definitely some sweetness here, maybe like caramel sweetness. It's definitely your like prototypical bourbon noses, just with more age. It smells delicious. That's a great nose. Okay, B. Okay, much lighter than A. Yeah, A is definitely in your face. There's some kind of oak, but like not the best oak. It's a little bit darker, maybe like molasses sweetness. A little bit of like that strawberry Laffy Taffy that I get sometimes. Apparently to my friends all the time. Going back to A now, I get a little bit more like nuttiness compared to B. A is significantly better on the nose. Let's go to C. Okay, C is also a very good nose oak. Like the darker, like brown sugar sweetness. A slight banana note. You get a little bubblegum note. Like the pink, cheap bubblegum, like Bubblicious. Not bad. I still think A's nose is the best nose so far. So let's go to D. Okay, it's an interesting nose. So it's much lighter than C, but it's bready, peanut butter, and dark chocolate, which sounds like a pretty good sandwich to me. And a little nuttiness. All right, so the noses, all pretty good. Nothing off-putting really of any of them. So let's try some bourbon. Guys, the first sip. It didn't linger very long, but the notes were vanilla, strong vanilla, oak, dark chocolate, and dark cherry. Let's try it again. Yeah, that's very good. The only thing that this probably suffers is it doesn't taste proofy at all. So I wonder if the least proofy one out of this is the Remus. But that's still like 107. So it's still a good proof point. And I don't think that's this one, but does not linger very long. But what you get on the palate is delicious. Yeah, more of the same on the third sip. It's definitely an elevated pour. Like you can taste the age on it. There's definitely oak there. It's not drying oak. Like I'm not feeling it drying out my tongue on the sides or anything. There's a lot of vanilla. There's definitely some cherry. There's really no spice to balance it, but there's oak, a little bit of fruit, and sweetness. It's just missing the spice and a long finish. Let's go to B. Very different. This one has the spice right away. Yeah, on the first sip, it was definitely spice and like baking spices. I'm gonna try to figure out a little bit more because there's definitely distinct notes there. And dark fruit. So very different than A. So we're gonna go over all the notes. Spice, dark fruit, vanilla, oak, and there's a certain corn. It kind of reminds me of the holiday soft red wheat, like that special like red corn that they use in that bottle. I don't know. It's definitely like a distinct flavor. I thought it was like kind of wheat, but maybe it's like the corn that they're using. I don't know. I don't know if they're using some special corn in this or not, but and the finish was spice and dark fruit again. It's definitely I'm thinking a high rye mash bill with and a lot of dark fruits. Like that's a lot of the note is dark fruit. Some cherry strawberry on the finish. This finish lingers more than A. And it has the spice, fruit, oak, and sweetness. So it's got all the boxes checked. But the flavors are more intense and better on A. If that makes any sense. But both very good. Both very good. And that's probably why they're top four of that pretty solid lineup. Those 12 bottles, you know, there's some unicorns in that lineup that didn't even make the top four here. Let's go to C. Okay. Way more intense. That is a very good pour. Okay, so oak, spice, peanut butter, sweetness, red fruit, finishes long leather baking spices. It is by far the longest finish. A little lingering banana. And that's off the first sip. Let's see what happens on the second sip. That's very good. So good. So I added cherry, vanilla, marshmallow on the palate. It just lingers so long. It's like all those flavors are just coming in and out. Is this the Booker's again? Is this a trap? So good. Where B checked off all my boxes that I'm looking for, C does that times 10 on the flavors. It's just so good. C is just so good. Whatever. If that's the Booker's, I'm going to eat crow because I didn't review it that well last week. Let's go to D and C. D's still light. Okay, so D is definitely different than the other ones. It's definitely more nutty, like peanut nut. Chocolate, apple, strawberry chapstick on the finish, spice and oak is good. And I'm gonna guess this is the Booker's, and this is probably the JD12, because this is just more nutty and it's not as intense as this one. But this is what happened to me on Friday, where I was thinking I was drinking the Jack Daniel's 14. I was actually drinking the Booker's. So it's good. Definitely that chocolate and peanut note, but I can see that peanut note is pretty in your face, and I know some people don't like that in the like the Jim Beam nuttiness and the Heaven Hill nuttiness notes. It's good. All right. Well, I got one more sip, so you can definitely taste the proof on it. The proof definitely helps it, the flavors linger longer. Nothing off-putting about it at all. Good. It's a good pour. So going through this way, I would say C's my favorite, then A, and then I'm not sure about these two. So I'm gonna take a break, drink some water, and then I'll A, B some of these stuff and get some scores for you guys. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So you guys obviously knew what I was drinking the whole time. I did not, but I kind of guessed more or less right. So let's go over the scoring. So my last place, which really all these were fantastic in their own ways. The Remus 9-year scored a 3.5, and when I was going back and forth, that distinct corn note was definitely there. So it's unique. It's very unique. I don't know if it's I think it's wheat, but some kind of corn note that is in here that is good. I like it, but you can definitely pick it out. In third place is the Booker's, which didn't score as high as it did on my Whiskey Cigar Club on Friday night, but did score higher than when I reviewed it last week, because I scored it at 3.75. And on this, when I was going back and forth, I got more peanut buttery notes on the palate. So then it came down to these two, which I figured it would be. And I scored the Calumet 17, a 4.25. It is very good. And this would be a home run if it had a little spice and the finish was a little bit longer. But those things kind of held it back a little bit. But the flavors you get, it's just an elevated experience, which for $400 you definitely want. And I'm curious if the 18 is going to deliver, but we'll see. And the Jack Daniel's 14, killing it still, which that's why I was so shocked the other day when it came in second versus the Booker's. Now, on Friday night, I had them backwards in the lineup, right? The Booker's was in front of the Jack Daniel's 14, and maybe that played into it. But today it was in front, and it blew it out. So I scored the Jack Daniel's 4.5. It's still one of my favorite bottles of the year. We'll see if all four of these make it into the top 25 tournament for this year or not. Let's do a giveaway, though. So we're going to do a 1 ounce giveaway. Mainly because these two are in here, and I'm not trying to do 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 2 ounce. And especially this is already starting to go down. We did a, I don't know if you guys did it in your areas, your liquor stores, but on yesterday, well, I'm recording this Sunday. You guys are going to see this Monday morning. But Saturday, a couple days ago, a liquor store around here did an Easter egg hunt. Now, this is a very interesting concept that I've never seen before. And maybe you guys have, but you know, usually you wake up, us taters, I'm included in this. You wake up, you go there super early, you try to be the first one in line and get the first pick. That's not what the store did. The store did a Easter egg hunt where the first 100 people there, now you still had to get there a little bit early because like a lot of people showed up. People were showing up, so they started at 8:30. People were showing up at 8:30, there was already like 150 people in line. Because a lot of people saw the line like, oh yeah, and they just left and went somewhere else. There was multiple Easter egg hunts. There was a 107, a Weller 107 store pick drop all that morning. So it was a crazy morning on Saturday. So I got there about an hour and 15 minutes before. So around 7:15 I got there. Us degenerates were in the corner. Not even lying, I put my bag in my spot. We're in the corner smoking cigars and drinking. Everyone's in line drinking coffee like losers. Just kidding. But it was a good morning, and that's why I like to go to these lineups. I like to go to these tater events. I call them tater events, where you line up just to hang out with different people. Obviously, everyone there loves bourbon and stuff like that. There's definitely flippers in the line because I heard people talking about it. That's not my lifestyle, but you do you, boo. And but anyways, going on tangents here. The first 100 people registered, and then they had 100 eggs out there, and each egg had a number in it, and you weren't allowed to open it. That was like the one rule: don't open the egg. Bring it to the registration table, and they will open it, and you'll see what number in line you are to enter the store. So it's completely luck, completely random. I ended up with 36. The guy in front of me actually got number 2. I was like, damn. Because there was like Pappy 12, Pappy 10, George C. Stagg, Handy, Birthday Bourbon, Russell's 15, Jack Daniel's 14. There was a lot of, sought after bottles there. So by the time I got to 36 and I got in, I was basically debating between a Weller 107 and an E.H. Taylor rye, straight rye. There was other bottles, obviously, there's these things, the Blanton's and like regular Blanton's and stuff like that. I picked the E.H. Taylor straight rye because I knew of a store that was doing a 107 store pick. Another store was doing a 107, a Weller 107 drop tomorrow, or like today when you guys are watching this. So I knew I had chances to get those. So I got the E.H. Taylor rye. Not mad about it. In the store though, I picked up I went to go just grab them because I couldn't figure it out. A Jacob's Pardon 18-year, 142.7 proof. That was like 175. And then I saw this one that I didn't have, the Yellowstone 107, 6-year. So sure, I'll review these eventually. Anyways, so it was a cool morning, whatever. Like the number 11 got a Russell's 15. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I know I went on a tangent. Now I don't know where I'm at. Okay, so let's do the giveaway. If you want to enter to win a 1-ounce sample of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag top4, TOP number 4. Because top 4 from my Whiskey Cigar Club. Should be easy enough, right? And again, a reminder, if you didn't go comment on the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend comparison video from Friday, go check that video after this. We just hit over 400 subscribers, which is fantastic. We need more view hours. You should, supporters of this channel, make sure you're watching the whole videos. We need the view hours up so we can start doing like that double eagle, very rare nonsense video. So you get some giveaways of that. So see you guys in the next one. The next video is going to be a Wild Turkey 8-year comparison. That was actually part of my Whiskey Cigar Club. That was our warm-up bottle, the Wild Turkey 8-year. So that'll be Wednesday's video. Don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.